Behind me here are the notorious Black Middens rocks, which have been, a treacherous hazard through history for many shipwrecks there. And basically, the reason they're so dangerous is you can only just see them now. So at full high tide, you can't see them at all. So many ships will come a copper on them, and especially in 1864, there were 3 shipwrecks in the space of 5 days. The most famous one being the SS Stanley, a steamship, and also Friends Goodwill, and that lost. There was about 35 lives lost in that tragedy. And days after that event, I mean, the Stanley broke in two. That's how bad it was. It was stuck out there for ages. There was people falling off the deck and everything. So days after that event, the brigade was formed, the Tynemouth Volunteer Life Brigade, which you can see up there in that wonderful building there. That was formed days after the tragedy, and the reason it was formed is because everyone from the village could see what was unfolding here, but they couldn't do anything about it. They were so close to it, yet there's not a thing they could do. They were helpless, and watching these people die, that really shocked a lot of people. It really shocked society. It made front page of the Times in London at the time, so it was a big deal, that. And the brigade was formed when they got together, every young man, able-bodied young man in the village, and they formed the brigade. Now, a second story about the Black Middens, which is very interesting, is that the Vikings actually lost a ship on these rocks, which not many people know about. So the Vikings first attacked northeastern England in 793 AD. The Viking pirates, basically from Norway, attacked Lindisfarne, ransacked the place, killed a lot of people. So in the late 8th century, like 790s, that's when they started coming from Norway. And then they started coming every summer, more of them. They started staying for longer. They started doing more damage. And through the 9th century, you get a lot of Danes coming over, not just from Norway. So basically, 793 they attacked Lindisfarne, but 794 they attacked Tynemouth, and they attacked the priory, and they got up their longboats up the Tyne, just to Jarrow there, which is just there. And Jarrow had a very wealthy monastery founded by Benedict Biscop. And the Jarrow monastery, actually, they fought back. These Vikings, they thought they could do what they wanted, but the monks, they fought back, and they killed the ringleader. They killed the chief of the Viking raiders, and the other Vikings, the rest of the party, in an attempt to escape, they came back down the Tyne in their longboat, and it wrecked on the Black Middens. And what the local Saxon population did was they came down to the shore here, and they just simply waited for the tide to go out. And once the tide went out, they went over to the helpless Vikings and just slaughtered them, each and every one of them. And so that sent big shockwaves back to where they came from in Scandinavia, and it took a long time for them to muster themselves and gather their forces to come back to Tynemouth and attack this place again.